Welcome to episode 31 of the Slab podcast, where the grades matter, there are no rules. How you doing, Professor Oak?
Fantastic. Wonderful. How are you?
Simply fantastic and best day of my life. I'm here drinking water, talking Pokemon on a podcast. I don't know how it could be better.
Wonderful. I got apple juice. Oh, cheers to
Cheers.
that.
Definitely.
Wednesday lunchtime conversation.
There you go.
Let's run. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Definitely. So appreciate all the love and support. As always, we're going to jump into last week's spicy topic from Z&G Emporium. It's what the people wanted. They won. The people won. They want more Professor Oak talking about sports. And here we are. This is a Slab podcast. We talk about sports, video games, Pokemon, whatever it is. So we're going to talk a little bit about more sports today. So Z&G said, ask Oak what these football terms mean, Hail Mary and the Immaculate Reception. But before you do that, Professor Oak, I have made up a list of 10 different sports terms. If you guessed 3 of them correctly,
oh my God.
I'm giving this away to a viewer. If you don't do it, you're letting everybody the F down. So I made a list of 10, of course, including Z&G's to be the first 2. Like, I assumed you Googled those, so those should be an easy 2 slam dunk. And then we got 8 more for you to get 1 more. So it's a combination of like hockey, chess, baseball, football. We're all over.
Jeez.
I got it all covered. So we got to make sure the people.
How did this escalate so far?
We got to make sure the people over the pond are educated on American lingo here for sports. So yeah,
I can feel my veins in my head popping out right now. Oh my God, I'm getting hot.
I don't know how much this costs. $30, $40, probably $30. Not even probably. Oh, it's like 4 celebrations packs in there, right? 3. So $30 probably. Yeah, that's an opportunity for a winner to get. All you got to do is get 3 friggin' sports questions, right? Hail Mary. Let's start us off, folks. What's a Hail Mary? Football.
Hang on.
I'll give you the sport. It's football.
I got an idea. Hang on.
Uh-oh.
If I get 5 right, I'll give 1 away too. How's that?
Damn, you just like disappointing people.
We'll see. Okay.
We'll see.
So
we'll see.
I did see this message pretty early on, and I did a little thumbs up, which I shouldn't have because obviously I shot myself in the foot there because I ended up winning. And I thought to myself, I should probably check what those are so I can actually talk about them in the podcast. And then I felt like guilty at myself at the thought of like cheating, even though it's like doesn't mean anything. We're just talking about this stuff. I still felt like guilty about it, so I didn't. And I thought I'd like do a true, honest guess at it because I feel like I know what it is, but I don't know what it is. I just feel like I think I know what it is, kind of thing. The other ones, I'm guessing I'm probably not going to do fantastic from what you've just set us up for. So this is going to be hopefully it brings some lols to you guys watching because yeah. Okay.
Should be easy.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question about it? Like before
you can ask. I might not answer. What about
it? Not literally about it. So James asks what these football terms mean.
Yep.
As though he's talking about 2, and then it says Hail Mary and the Immaculate Reception. So it's not Hail Mary and the Immaculate Reception. It's 2 separate things.
Yeah, 2 separate.
They don't go together, right? Okay. Because when I initially read it, I was thinking, obviously I have it wrong because I was thinking it was Hail Mary was like the quarterback doing the perfect throw, and then the Immaculate Reception was the person like catching it perfectly and running with it.
So is that what the guess is?
No. Well, I guess not.
So now, in your mind, now you know they're separate. What is Hail Mary?
I feel like that's like got to be something really good, right? It sounds like a touchdown, like 3 touchdowns or something. Is it like something that's like a really big deal?
You
I
were on
sound
the
like
right
such a
track.
dumbass. I should have Googled it.
You were on the right track when you thought it was like a perfect throw, but it's not exactly even that, because Hail Mary is basically when you have all of your receivers run in a straight line as far as they can into the end zone, and then the quarterback just throws an effing bomb to the quarterback to the end zone and hope it's a Hail Mary, like you're praying that somebody catches it. That's a Hail Mary.
Visually in my head, I was there. That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah.
This is going to be dark.
So Immaculate Reception, I was thinking, because of him saying that, I was thinking reception would be like receiving the ball, like catching it perfectly and grabbing it. So I'm guessing that's not the case then.
No, Immaculate Reception was like a moment in time, a certain catch of a certain player, a certain team on a certain football stadium at a certain time. It was like a special event. It was Terry Bradshaw was playing for the Steelers as quarterback. He had thrown the football, bounced off a helmet of the enemy player, landed into the hands of his receiver. They got a touchdown to win the playoff game. So,
oh god,
that's the only weird one. The rest of them are actual terms. That one is
so that's literally that one moment.
That's that one moment. That's it. It's a moment. It's not really a term. When people think the Immaculate Reception, you think back to that time, that catch, that win. It's not really like a Hail Mary. It was a play. Whereas the rest of these things are also similar to the Hail Mary type term, where they're actual sports terms and not moments. And like I was going to do like the Calvin Johnson rule, and don't think you would have got there. So it would have been similar to the Immaculate Reception.
Isn't that the guy with he has like the tiger teddy bear thing in the cartoon?
No, he was Megatron. He was like one of the best wide receivers in the league. Played for the Lions and
okay. I was thinking the guy with the tiger teddy bear in the comics.
No, so number 3. So we're 0 for 2, 80%, 8 left. Need to get 3. 5's looking steep already.
Oh,
number 3's another like Hail Mary. This one goes right there with it. Grand Slam baseball. What's a Grand Slam?
Is it if you win each of the major event, like each of the major baseball championship type? I don't know what the word is. Like when you win the league and then this type of championship cup or that, and then you get all of them. Is it that? No. Oh shit. Okay.
What you're thinking, like it sounds like the Triple Crown, but it's not that either. You're off on that, but
my friend is a professional baseball player and he's going to kill me.
Grand Slam is when a batter is up to bat. There's the bases loaded. Actually, that's another term where there's a runner on each base. There's a runner on each base. The batter hits a home run and clears the bases, and they get 4 points.
Everyone goes.
Everyone goes in. The bases have to be loaded for it to be a Grand Slam.
Yeah, no.
Back to football. 0 for 3. Got this. Onside kick. America's game. Football. Onside kick. Easy money. Our poor viewers.
I know what an offside is, but I've never heard. Like, what would you call it? Onside. So it's when you kick it and it's legal, like everyone's in the right position. They're not past the other players towards the goal. Like sitting at the goal waiting to receive the ball there. Like you have to be closer to your goal than their last player, right? Is it literally the opposite of offside?
What's an offside kick?
When you kick the ball and one of your players is past all of their players, like towards the goal.
It's
They
in football
would
be past the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's what I said.
No, technically an onside kick is a certain play, basically where it's instead of a kickoff is when they kick the ball 60 yards to the other end zone, and then they run the ball back. An onside kick is where they kick it and they need the ball to go 10 yards. So they kick it and usually bounces up in the air. And as soon as it hits 10 yards, then the kicking team can tackle and catch the ball. And it's like it's an offensive special teams play where usually you do it when you're down bad in a football game and you're trying to scramble points together quick. You do an onside kick. So technically you weren't wrong. It's an onside kick. The players need to be onside. You need to kick it onside. I'll give you if we need it, I'll give it to you.
But it's set up that way. Like you're doing that type of kick when you do it.
Yeah, when the coach says you're doing an onside kick, everyone knows you're about to kick the thing 10 yards and you need to run and get that ball. It's a play. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I said. I wasn't there.
You said that very, very high level with.
Yeah, no, I wasn't there.
Stealing home baseball.
Oh, God.
Sorry with the baseball stuff. There's only a couple more baseball ones after this.
Stealing home. Home base. Okay.
This is awesome. This whole time you've been trolling us. Sandbagging us.
I'm trying really hard to think here. I think it's when you hit a ball really lightly just to get onto the first base. Like instead of whacking it, trying to.
That's a bunt.
Oh, that was what we talked about.
That was last week.
I already forgot that. This isn't sinking in, apparently. Subconscious thing going on there, yes. Okay, let me do another round then. That one's void.
Stealing home. Where's home?
I don't fucking know. Is it where you hit from?
Yes. I'll give you a partial because we're nowhere near 3. It is where you hit from. Okay, what is stealing home?
How do you steal it? You start out there. Okay. Bro, how have I been? I came here 11 years ago last week. It's been 11 years I've been in this country.
Cheers.
Clearly haven't been to enough games. Okay. Or just don't listen enough. You're gonna have to feed me. I don't know.
Yep. Stealing home's when you're the runner on third base and while the pitcher's playing with the ball or while the pitcher's about to throw the ball, you start running to home and steal home. Essentially, like if the runner overthrows the ball past the catcher, the runner can, on third base, steal home and just run home without the ball being hit.
How often does that happen?
It's pretty rare. It's not all the time. Yeah.
That might be why. I don't know if I've ever seen that happen.
It's usually caused by a wild pitch it's the easiest way to steal home. It's kind of like a gimme almost because the guy threw a bad pitch and you're walking in, but people have stolen home. Ellie Dated Cruz did it pretty recently. Shout out to him. Basketball time. You ready?
Oh yeah.
Big basketball buff.
Huge.
Double dribble. You only need 2 more. Okay.
Can you use it in a sentence?
What's the word of origin? Oh God. Michael Jordan was going down the court and double dribbled in the offensive zone.
Is it when you move from the ball when you dribble from one hand to the other hand?
No, that'd be a regular dribble.
Uh,
Double dribbles when you use both hands on the ball at the same time.
What? You can't do that.
It's illegal. That's illegal. It's an illegal play. You can't push the ball down with both hands. Or double dribbles also if you dribble the ball normally, hold the ball, and then continue dribbling.
Mm-hmm.
So
I didn't know.
we got
I knew that you literally couldn't do those things. You know what? From I played basketball for my school, and I still didn't know what that was called. So
double dribble.
I was pretty bad. But it was fun.
Only 2 baseball ones left. Here's one. We got baseball, soccer. We got a soccer one in there.
Okay.
Chess, and then baseball. We only need 2. Giving you the onside kick because technically you weren't wrong. Pinch hitter.
Which sport?
Pinch baseball.
I was like, that's not a chess term. I've never heard that in chess. Okay.
It's baseball. Pinch hitter.
Pinch hitter. God, this is so hard.
We should do this, but with like UK terms for me. That'd be interesting.
Oh.
Educate me a little bit.
Blow your mind. Okay. Let
me know down below if you guys would want to hear something like that.
Yeah, I could make that very, very interesting. It would be fun. Okay. Pinch hitter. Pinch hitter. Is it when oh my God. Okay. Is it when someone is gonna hit the ball not to try and get on base or like get where you knock it out of the park or whatever, home run thing? It's not to do that, but it's to try to like steal time or something, like waste time.
I like the in-depth thinking. Like we almost got, not really. You didn't really almost get there, but it sounded good. Pinch hitter is somebody where you like, they're on the bench and you have a guy that is not the best hitter, and you're like, okay, this guy's going up to bat. He's not the best hitter. We need a pinch hitter. Okay, we're in a pinch. Let's get this guy in. He's going to go bat for him instead. That's a pinch hitter. And when you do that, the guy that gets pulled does not play the field anymore, I do believe. So it's kind of what you do when you're trying to squeeze out a little extra points, but you're going to sacrifice having the better fielder for having a better hitter go hit.
I feel like I'm the pinch hitter.
Yeah, you're the guy that goes up and cranks the ball in a
like
pinch.
The last resort.
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
yep.
I'm the last resort for sure.
There you go.
Yeah.
Soccer, hockey. Here's the next one. Soccer. You like? Come on. Have you ever heard the term bar down? Bar down.
Is it when it hits the crossbar and hits the line?
Yeah, basically when it hits the crossbar and it goes in.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yep. Crossbar and then straight in, basically straight, or not straight in, but hits the crossbar, goes down, and then just trickles in. Bar down. Yep.
Not out is what I'm saying.
Yep.
Majority on the line is a goal. I feel
Easy.
like that is an American phrase though.
I think it was originated from hockey. It was originated from hockey, but it's used in soccer too, for sure.
Okay.
Because they have crossbars.
That makes sense.
Chess. I heard you're a big chess guy.
Played it in school.
Did you watch Queen's Gambit by chance? Did you? Then you should know what the word. You know what the word gambit means. Then.
Hell no, I don't remember.
What is a gambit in chess? What is a queen's gambit?
It's a move, right? It was the move that she did.
That's all chess is moves. Well, what is it?
I feel like it was when.
You don't have to say obviously where the pieces move, but what in general, what is the goal of a gambit?
To like give your queen up for a better move, right? Wasn't that what it was?
Yeah.
Like surrendering your queen to be able to get checkmate or whatever it was.
Basically, yeah, sacrificing a piece to clap their cheeks, essentially. Yep.
So I got the two dorkiest questions right out of all of those.
Technically, you have onside kick, so technically there's 3 there. Well, I gave it to you. Last one's baseball, not your biggest, not the biggest baseball guy here. Perfect game. What is a perfect game?
Is it when nobody got struck out?
When nobody got struck out. Final answer.
On one of the teams, nobody got. I don't know what the phrase is. When no one got knocked out or whatever from missing the hits.
Nope.
No.
So technically, perfect game is technically when a pitcher throws and gets every single person out without them touching a base, either by strikeout.
The opposite. I was thinking literally the exact opposite.
Yeah, basically the exact opposite. The pitcher gets every person out without them touching a base, and they don't walk them. Walking them would get them on a base. You could still walk people and get a no-hitter. You can only get a perfect game by strikeouts, not walking, and people getting field outs or flyouts.
Yeah, so I guess I was thinking perfect game in terms of the batting side, but on the pitching side is what it was.
Everybody, leave a spicy topic down below to get entered in to win this. That's all you got to do. Congrats, Oak. Onside kick, bar down, in the gambit. I'm proud of you. Did not think we'd get there, but we got there.
I feel like I've developed a blood pressure problem in that 15 minutes, 20 minutes we played that.
That was good. But yeah, I'd be interested if anybody would like to see me try and guess some British words. That'd be pretty interesting.
So we could do some slang from the area that I'm from in England and some foods. You know, my chef background, we could do a couple of those and get some cheat tips. You see, get some cheats to look at, and yeah, I think there'll be enough. Next week, there's too many assholes in this hobby now. There you go. Over it.
Damn, you're feeling hot tonight. All right. You kind of stole mine, but mine's a little different. In the next year, we will have another super mainstream guy, YouTuber, celebrity, come out scamming people for effing collectibles. It's happening.
Yeah, I think we're both feeling it. Okay. You want to talk about numbers?
Oh, I want to hear them. Let's hear them. What's going on? What are the numbers? What are the grading numbers?
So, like I said, leave your spicy topic. Let's do it. Let's drop it. Get ready for next week for that winners. But for now, let's talk about July. So, PSA. I'm going to drill down. We're going to throw a couple of different stats in here. We haven't really gone over that much. I want to really drill into PSAs with them doing so many each month. Just thought it'd be interesting to bring up what is that? I know we talk about sport and non-sport and TCG, break it down a little bit, but what really is the meat of it? How much of each is each thing? So want to take a look at it really and just kind of see where we're at. Everyone that listens is into a different thing, so I think it's definitely interesting. For those that haven't seen, isn't looking at the numbers, it's good to listen in and just do a pulse check on those things. They graded over 1 million, 1.04 for July. Strong month, over the million mark. 544,000 for TCG non-sport. Out of that 544 TCG and non-sport, the TCG part was 514. I mean, it was pretty considerable, awesome. Like a pretty big chunk of it. So, we're talking Magic and Pokemon, and, anything that there's a game, you can actually use the card for MetaZoo.
Lots of MetaZoo.
Technically there. Could be the 5 part. It's there. I mean, I graded MetaZoo in July, so there's also that.
There you go.
So that's TCG. And then I wanted to go through a couple of the sport ones, but the non-sport was, basically 30 grand, 30,000 in there. So it's things like Top Scrum, Star Wars, like anything that's trading card, but like you wouldn't use it for something and it's not a sport, like you wouldn't use it for a game or that kind of stuff. So I want to throw that out there too. Just that's a very small portion of it, but still a big chunk, 30,000. Baseball, 192,000, almost 200,000 in baseball cards. Football, 131,000. Pretty big chunk. I mean, baseball is definitely the top player there in terms of who is submitting what to PSA. Mm-hmm. It seems for sport, it seems to be baseball. That's the major one. I'm sure there was a lot of Otanis in there. I know we've talked about it in earlier and stuff.
Lots of
some key players right now that I'm sure are definitely getting big chunks of stuff sent in from all the different, the different sets and years. Basketball, almost 100,000 there, 98,000. Didn't quite hit it, but still big. I'm sure, just as always, a bunch of Jordans in there. Hockey, 25,000. A lot more than I expected, actually. There's quite a lot there. Soccer, 23,000. Definitely growing.
Growing market.
I'd really be interested to see what that looks like, in the coming months too. I'd like to see where that's at, because I think there is a lot of older soccer cards and stickers, a lot of older stickers too from over in Europe. That was a big thing as a kid, was soccer stickers. I've seen some of those getting graded, but some really special cards out there that I hadn't seen before, that, I've seen this year, that I hadn't seen before from 20, 30 years ago, like some really old stuff, which has been pretty cool to see.
Yeah, I got real quick on the soccer thing. I want to give somebody a spicy topic if they want to use it, but I probably should have used it. I think Lionel Messi coming to the Miami team is the best thing to ever happen to soccer trading cards or any of that market, because it's the U.S. is where TCG Mecca is, and welcome Messi. You're going to be welcome with open arms. Continue scoring goals, as many as you do in a single game, and those cards are going to be popping the F off.
I feel like that environment for him too is going to be around people. I feel like he's going to feel more relaxed and like probably enjoy his job more. Honestly, like it's nice finding success, but like it's just going to be in a cool environment,
Yeah. Speaking of soccer, while we're on soccer, real quick, you heard of the record-breaking deal Mbappe signed, right? You know who that is, right?
Yeah. So I saw something yesterday about that on Facebook. Someone was talking about it. It was an Mbappe card.
What?
I might have been thinking about an Mbappe card that was like the highest selling soccer card or something just sold. I literally just saw something. I'm
talking about a soccer contract he signed for a 1-year deal. For what country was it? $970 million.
Is it like the highest ever or something?
1 year? Yeah.
I literally just saw something on the news. Yeah. It was like
quarterbacks are getting like 50 million, 55 million a year, the highest paid.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
This is saying $1 billion, maybe with other incentives. I'm sure for sure.
Yeah.
Like even like he signs one shoe deal, good night.
I mean, healthcare would tip him over that edge easy.
What team did Mbappe sign for? 'Cause I'm really curious. It was somebody with a lot of money in gasoline. PSG. See, I'm not too familiar.
Paris Saint-Germain, French.
Yep. I should have asked you that question. You would have nailed that, bitch.
I know soccer. Not enough apparently, but I did get it.
You got the bar down one, but no,
Yep.
that's crazy. Crazy effing money, dude. Insane.
I mean,
It's insane.
you think about having $1 million in a pile, like how amazing that would feel, and then think about having 1,000 of those.
That'd be wild.
That's
That's
a lot of money.
of cheddar to play sports ball. Absolutely absurd.
1,000 piles of $1 million.
Yeah, he's doing all right. 24 years old. He's chilling.
Ridiculous.
What,
okay.
On like the 0.01 interest, like that's like you live off that. Like you're making probably $1 million a year off interest.
Yeah, they'll probably pay the electric and gas and someone to come and sweep the floor.
That's what FU money. You just need to get him into Pokemon now.
Oof. Net spender, hopefully, not a whatnot seller. Anyway, let's not get into that. Combat sport, 9,000. I thought that was pretty cool. So we've got, wrestling and UFC, boxing, that kind of stuff. 9,000 feels like a decent chunk. So I've been interested to see where that goes too. I mean, combat sport has been getting bigger and bigger for like every year for forever. Like I don't feel like it's ever dipped off as such. Boxing maybe a little bit at some periods, but again, I feel like as soon as a character sparks up and gets some excitement, some stuff moving, boom, it pops off again. So there's always characters in combat sports just because of the ego thing, which is awesome. Like we'll love to see it. It's entertainment for sure.
Yeah.
Multisport, 6,000. So no idea what multisport is. I could probably check into that. I'm guessing that's stuff where it's like team-based stuff.
Tennis.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean
rugby.
Yeah.
Water polo.
Random team things. I don't know. F1 and miscellaneous. So I think that's like kind of like it's sport, but like involving cars or that kind of stuff. More miscellaneous, like less physical in terms of the sport. 5,000 of those, and then the lowest graded category was packs of cards, 2,500 packs. So I think that's pretty low, but also high at the same time. I don't really know what I expected for that. Honestly, does that feel low or high to you? 2,500. I really don't know.
It looks low with respect to everything else, obviously,
right.
But so I would say it is low because PAX encompasses sports and TCG, right? So 2.5K is it's like nothing compared to everything else. It's like nothing.
Yeah, I mean, there's 20 business days ish in a month in July. I didn't check exactly, but that's over 100 packs a day at 2,500. That feels like a lot of packs, but like you say, I mean, you're doing $1 million a month. That's 250,000 a day, all in all. So like 100 a day is really very, very, very low numbers. It's nothing.
Yeah.
But interesting, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's PSA. If anyone has any questions on that, throw it in the comments. SGC, they did 95,000 total. They hit 6,000 for TCG non-sport, which is not many. I mean, that's very, very low. That's less than PSA did in combat sport, and about what they did in F1 and miscellaneous random stuff that isn't even got its own category. So I don't think SGC is the big play for TCG at the moment, despite the achievement turning around quick apparently. BGS, they did 57,000, roughly 29, almost 30,000 of that was TCG non-sport, so much bigger. I mean, it's 5x what BGS did, what SGC did. Sorry, BGS. I think that's the black label chase. Some of that. I don't think there's too many people grading BGS to collect in whatever grade it comes back at. You're not sending your childhood card to put it in a BGS slab for yourself. Excuse my dog if you can hear him crying at my door.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I don't think people are really sending like that kind of stuff. I think it's personally, I think it's just a bit of the chase of getting the modern fancy cards, in good grades that could probably get it and actually worth money. They've got their own little niche there. I feel like that we have all have our eyes on for that stuff because it's special. CGC, they did 55,000, but that is TCG only. So that's out of whatever, we don't know. They don't have sports integrated with it yet. They've been down for a solid 6 months now. It feels like it's been quite a while.
It's really weird.
Let me cough real quick.
Yeah, I think the CGC, not including sports, I would say sports is probably a low percentage compared to the TCG. I would probably put it, if 55K was TCG, I'd say sports is maybe 20K on top of that. So you're still below SGC at 100K, which is kind of where it's been. SGC has been the number 2 for sports for a little while here, which is pretty interesting. Well, not really, but
TCG non-sport in total for the whole month. I want to wrap up that number. So talking, obviously we'll talk about each individual grading company, but I want us to look at actual TCG, like which is the majority, I think, of the people listening here, the majority of the people in our YouTubes and Discords. So all in all, in total, around, I calculated it in those 4 grading companies alone, about 635,000. I would imagine most of the other grading companies are probably pretty low. Like, these are the main players, so probably very minimal impact to that number to add those in. But just in July 2023, 2/3 TCG and non-sport slabs entered the market, or entered the universe, should I say. That's a lot. That's a lot. I mean,
a lot of plastic. Agreed.
What's that? Divided by 3 would be 200. That's 20,000 TCG. Not even business day. Actual per day. About 20,000.
Crazy, dude. That's actually insane.
Yeah. 30. What's that? 30,000 a business day. It just seems like so many. Like, it's just such a huge hobby. There's so many moving parts and different people using those slabs for different things, for collections, for eBay, for this consignment, for this whatnot, for this whatever. I mean, it's hard to fathom that many slabs, and to think that like you need to be the lowest price on eBay to sell it.
Yeah,
I think that just speaks to how many different cards there are. Because that's 635,000. There's so much goes into that. I mean, you've got like, it could be a Korean card from 2006, or it could be a English card that was released in last year. There's just so many different things from all over the place. There's so many sets, so many generations, so many years. There's just so much to unpack there. I mean, Magic, there's got to be a bajillion Magic cards out there, right? Like, and they fall into that.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I just looked up PSA Pokemon on eBay. Mm-hmm. Guess how many listings it falls under?
2 million.
No. Would you be shocked if it's only 300,000?
Yes.
That's pretty low, isn't it? Where is all this plastic going? Like when I see we're grading 544 effing K a month, and there's only 300. I just looked up PSA Pokemon, 2 words, 300,000 roughly results.
And I'd imagine a lot of those aren't even slabs anyway, because it's the people just doing the driving the traffic to the listing too. So
exactly,
I mean, probably even lower than that.
20% of them are actually BGS slabs, of course, and CGC. Yeah. But it's crazy that number. And then I looked up PSA MTG, Magic the Gathering. Guess.
It's got to be way less. I mean, 40,000,
6,500. But yeah, it's
6,500.
6,500.
Oh God.
And then CGC Pokemon was 80,000. And that number is not that much lower than 300,000. Whereas when you look at the number of TCG non-sports being graded, that's why I wish we had how many of that is actually Pokemon, because I tell you what, dude, sports boomers are like balls deep in garbage pail kids, and I don't effing get it. Like they're trying to make it a thing still. Sorry if I'm offending anyone, but holy cow.
The new ones or the old? Because I know they're printing sets currently.
When I was at the National, I saw 7 times more garbage pail effing kids than Pokemon. It was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
What?
People are buying this crap though. So I'd be really curious to see that breakdown of the 544K TCG non-sport cards. How much is Pokemon? How much is Garbage Pail Kids? How much is whatever else? Who cares? But give me that breakdown. I want to try and find it. If anybody knows where it is, let me know, because it wasn't on. What do we use here to find these? GemRate?
Shout out GemRate every month. Yeah, thank you.
Yep. So shout out GemRate. GemRate, what are you doing? You need to break down the TCG non-sport. Give me that effing number, please. That'd be amazing.
It may be. I think he has, which I feel like Dan's talked about before. A couple of other people. I think he has like a paid version where you probably could get that kind of stuff. So maybe I'll explore that. I'll dive into it a bit further and get some better detail. I love going over the numbers. I think it's super interesting. You guys have probably seen. Some of you have probably seen the spreadsheet videos and stuff I've done in the past, just a couple of basic things, but I love it. I have so many Excels. I deal with data at work. It's interesting to me. So I could dive in further into that if we want to.
Yeah, I'd be curious though, in that list of sports you've rattled off, which one was the most surprising number to you? 192, just to reiterate, 192,000 baseball, 131,000 football, 98,000 basketball, 29,000 non-sport, 25K hockey, 23K soccer, 9K combat, multi-sport, 6K.
I did not expect hockey to be that big.
Yeah.
I mean, PSA graded almost the same amount of hockey cards in July than BGS did for TCG and non-sport. They did
BGS.
25,000 in hockey at PSA and 29,000 for TCG and non-sport at BGS. That is it's wild to me.
Yeah, BGS is like, that's, if we looked at the past month's numbers, that's probably their max capacity. Is like, what is that? 80K, 85K. So that's probably like max capacity. All systems go. Getting plastic out. They've already expressed they don't want to grow much more. They're happy just printing what they're doing now. But yeah, hockey. And then for me, it was, I was going to say soccer. Then I was thinking about Messi coming, and he had been and that number is going to go up. I think with hockey even about to start in October or whatever it is, soccer will jump hockey, because I feel like Messi came here. Even though hockey should be seeing like its uptrend now because the sport's about to begin, just like football is going to uptrend now because of the training camps.
Yep. Fanatics.
Baseball, though, I think the number one being baseball at 192. It's mid-season. Mid-season. 192,000. Like nobody. That is like one of the least most watched sports. For like, I swear, football smashes it, but I feel like
Everybody
baseball,
watches football, yeah.
graded cards for baseball just like obliterate for some reason. Maybe it's the Otani thing going on right now, but I tell you, man, some of these, obviously the highest sales we've ever seen, Mickey Mantle and all, even that Mike Trout cards, the dude's trash. Some of this stuff, like baseball, is just nutty.
You know, I'll give an impartial, like, I don't know, like a viewpoint when I look at baseball versus football. I'm talking like literally how the cards look from one to the other. A lot of the football cards I look at, and I'm like, I literally can't see who it is because of the helmet and like the view of it. Whereas baseball, I feel like like the position or the view or just how the person looks really looks like that person on the card. And there's been some football cards I've looked at and I'm like, I honestly can't identify that player. Like looking at this card, I would have to really look at it. Whereas baseball, I feel like it's much clearer because there isn't the helmet. It's not the same helmet, but like there isn't a helmet generally there on a lot of them. So like from like an outside perspective, I've got some baseball and football cards, not many, but I do have some, and that's one of the first green eyes looking, a new guy to it, looking at that stuff and saying, okay, yeah, there is differences there, but I'm not surprised that those two are the top.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. No, it's crazy. That's a lot of. I thought football would be with where we're at right now in training camp, but those also were probably submitted 2 months ago. Like I feel like.
Yeah, this is graded. Yeah,
ago.
that's a good point. I think what you talked to on the soccer, I'm really intrigued to see if Fanatics in the next few years is going to try and do something special with it because they could really create a soccer card market. I think if some teams and some hype and a lot of television and stuff starts happening with it, like you say, bringing Messi to America,
Got to market these players, man. Like
that becoming a norm. Yeah, it could be pretty good. Yeah, marketing. I mean that's it. And if anyone's going to market, Fanatics could do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Exactly.
So,
yeah.
We'll see.
Soccer's never been great. Now that hockey's really bad at marketing. So is baseball. Baseball's pretty bad at marketing. They're all stars. So,
I remember collecting soccer when I was a kid, and I had a lot of them that were stickers. There were cards, but it was a sticker on the front, and you had like the first week of the season. You bought like a magazine, you got some stickers with it, and the magazine like had basically like a binder for it as a paper binder, and you put the sticker on where the player was within the book. And so like obviously I don't have a single one preserved like in their original thing, and I'm sure that's driven the price up of a lot of them, some of those older ones from back in the 90s. Different just some nuances that like kinks that need to like get ironed out to like become what we have now with these sports. But it's cool. I mean, definitely as a fan base, there's a lot of soccer fans in America. Excuse me, a lot of soccer fans, more than you'd expect. A lot of people watch it and love it. So there's got to be a market out there. You just got to get it in front of their eyes so people are aware of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But crazy. Cool. Thanks for going over those numbers.
Oh yeah, man. No, it's crazy stuff. Like PSA is still just pummeling everybody, like no contest. Crazy stuff.
Yeah, it's silly.
Yeah, million plus is nuts. And growing. It is going to get nastier with the Japanese grading and all this other crap. It's going to be just money hand over fist. Like Jesus, it's absurd. how much money's being printed there. It's like it's like a bank just printing effing fake money. That's it. Wonder if it'll ever get regulated.
Yeah,
Doubt
I think it wasn't just a case of the hobby side of it for him. I think Nat Turner like understood there's something special like happening with PSA when they started buying it and things got a little crazy. Like there's a passion built into this hobby. There's definitely a passion there, and when the money and passion intertwines, things get a little squirrely. Like there's definitely some money there to be made. So I think he optimized it at a good time, and we'll see what else changes. They've not made crazy waves this year. There's nothing too nuts that's happened really, but progress. So we'll see.
Yeah, time will tell. Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about because I feel like the last couple of weeks I've been pretty bad at it. Just rabbit hole going on eBay, looking on Heritage or Golden or these other websites, just looking at some random ass collectibles. I'm telling you, dude, like I've been going down eBay. eBay's more so of a rabbit hole problem. Heritage and Golden, you kind of get stuck into their current auctions and what's for sale. eBay though, like it's crazy. Like I'll just be looking up sealed music and then I think, oh, like this artist I used to like, and then I'll search this artist, and I'll start looking at signed things from the artist and like get away from the music. Like, oh, this would be cool. Like, oh, what was the first ever magazine cover for this artist on Rolling Stone? Or like just find there's so many effing avenues, like cheap avenues for collecting still. Like I think of just it's good for people to do this. Like get outside of what everyone's doing. Get outside of the Pokemons and the Yu-Gi-Ohs or whatever the sports cards are doing, because you can find some badass effing collectibles when you start doing these rabbit holes. And I'm just gonna drop the one I was thinking about. Like I was looking at the music rating and some sealed albums, and was looking at signed albums and stuff like that. And then I started digging into Rolling Stone, and I was like, this would be pretty cool to display like a first ever cover of this artist on Rolling Stone. And like Eminem's first ever cover is like $10-15. Like you could probably get a minty one for like 30, like from year 2000 or whatever it was, 1999. Like that would display sweet. Like that would like my time, you can't see it, but it's like a Time magazine of Henry Ford from like 1925.
Very similar.
That was $100 effing dollars. I'm like, give me another piece of history that for $100 effing dollars for like or less. That's awesome. That massive to be able to put on a shelf is so cool. And I think about like the Pokemon magazines, like the freaking the video game strategy guides. Those things are nuts right now. Like they're like in higher grades, those things are popping off. And I just like just thinking about magazines and different stuff like that. Just like first appearances of different people on magazines and stuff like that it's so cool, man. You've done any of that lately?
Yeah. One of my friends I talked with the past 2-3 years, we talked about stuff. He actually got a really minty copy of the first ever edition of the Bitcoin magazine. They actually had their own magazine that they made back in the day, years back, and he graded it, hit a 9.8, and sold it for quite a few thousand just recently, just a few weeks back. So I've always been kind of like looking at like weird stuff, and like you say, the first of stuff. So the first of something, the first appearance of something, that kind of stuff. I really think that's the key, and that's what I don't know. It's just like people that love first edition. There's a reason first edition has the highest price, out of that and base and Charlotte's for most of the cards. It's I like an emotional. I don't know what it is. I don't know what you call it, but it's the first. All right. I mean, like you say, it's the first time Eminem's been seen on Rolling Stone. That's a pivotal moment of history, literally. Like it really is a special time, that thing for him specifically.
Yeah.
And then that you can kind of like almost empathize with that feeling he probably had about his first ever, feature on Rolling Stone magazine. Like that must have been an incredibly proud moment for him out of everything that he'd done. Just that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think it's really cool. I got random stuff. I got like weird stickers and coins, and I'm still exploring. I'm more just out of interest in like more, interest of just looking at that stuff, not so much spending. I mean, I just started buying, just put a few hook cards, and some people sent one. This one just got delivered a few hours ago. It's the PSA She-Hulk card. Just I don't know, just got random stuff. I bought some comics. I'd never bought comics before. Yeah, I've got just too much stuff. The problem is I know myself. I'm self-aware. I've got pretty good self-awareness, and if something does catch my eye, I won't forget it. Like I'm not going to forget it. I'm going to get hung up on it, and I'm going to want to explore it or try and find it cheaper or just buy it outright or whatever. It'll be there. It'll like become part of my hunt, and as soon as I like something, that's it. It's shiny ball syndrome. Like I just want to, chase it. So I'm self-aware enough to like not go too far down the rabbit hole where it gets a little dicey on terms of how many different things I'm looking at and chasing, that kind of stuff. Because sometimes it is good to do that because you open up your eyes. Like you say, you explore, you find stuff, you realize things like you knew, but you didn't like really consciously knew about. Like I was looking at a box of Buffy the Vampire Slayer cards. Like I didn't know they had a trading card game, like whatever it was, like for Buffy. But like I remember watching Buffy every week and thinking like how amazing that show was back in the day. Like that was such a cool show. Sarah Michelle Gellar was like, I mean, superstar, like huge star back when that show was on, massive. And those boxes were pretty cheap. Like the ones I was looking at, like they weren't too crazy. So just like random stuff like that, like not something where I'm like, I've got to have this. This is going to go up. I got to buy it before the market gets crazy. Like, but it's just interesting and like something I connect with because I have memories of watching that show and like other stuff I've looked at. And I feel like Jake Pokenomics, he was really gracious to have us on a few weeks back. I think he's been similar with that. I think he's done a lot of just buying a box of stuff that connects to him, and stuff that is explored in the past in life, and now he can connect it to the cards or stickers, books, whatever, wax, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
I was just, while you're talking, I looked up the Office trading cards because I love the Office. It was a pretty awesome show.
Mm-hmm.
And they exist, of course. Never knew that. But some reason this thing popped up because you were talking about Bitcoin trading cards. Did you know?
Is that the new set?
I am not.
That just came out.
It's $100. It's called Fudbusters.
No, that's not it. There's a, I won't get into it. There's a new one that's digital coin. It's not Bitcoin. It's digital coin, and it features special Bitcoin coin cards, serialized ones, that kind of stuff. There's stuff out there for like everything. Literally, like see the Office. That is one. I think that'd be cool, like to own some Office cards. I mean, really, like I was watching The Office at the weekend. I went all the way back to series 1. I started from the beginning again for like the 4th time, I think. Just watch it on my phone sometimes when I want to switch off from the hobby or switch off from work or whatever it is I'm doing. Do some laundry, switch off, listen to something, start again. Yeah, I think it's cool. I mean, honestly, pretty much anything you could Google, there's a card for it.
Yeah.
Especially from stuff back in the 90s. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd want the stapler and the jelly. That's what I want. That'd be a cool card.
Cards are numbered to 99. Michael Scott rookie card, rated rookie.
Yeah.
Oh my
God. There's some cool stuff out there. Just sits on eBay all day.
Fast cards. Yeah, eBay's wild, dude. There's so much shit. So much shit. It's just a giant effing dumpster of just shit everywhere. People are just picking it up, buying.
Yep.
Love it. Love it. It's the bane of my existence, but I love it. Too much fun. Yeah. Go out there and find something cool. Don't even buy it. Just find something cool. Send it to me on Instagram. I want to see something cool. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
Something random.
Send it to both of us because I love seeing that stuff too. There's been a couple of things where I've been like, oh, I didn't know that existed.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Tell
like,
me what rabbit hole you're going
really
down.
cool.
Curious.
Even though I would probably not buy it, you know, because I already have enough I'm chasing. I think it's super interesting and stuff. I really like it a lot. Yeah.
I think I just spoke a new Discord channel into existence. Random eBay shit.
Yeah.
Shout out to Professor Oak's Discord. Link
I think
down
you're a
below in the
mod.
description.
You have the power. Go for it.
Marty's eBay. That's what I'll call it. Random shit. There's a small event going on in Japan in the next week or so. Or now-ish, this coming weekend. Yeah, Pokemon Worlds.
That's like something to do with Pokemon, right? It's like some
it's
people playing or something.
I don't even know about that. I just know about everyone going there trying to buy as much as they can and make as much money as possible. And apparently I'm not following the right people because I'm not seeing nothing about what decks or people are playing or what's the meta for Worlds. I don't even know if it's I think it's a mock-up of the American ban list and Japanese. I think it's its own ban list, but I can't remember. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but
I honestly
can't wait to watch it. I can't wait to watch it. I don't know I think you had watched some regional some other time, but is there any interest to you to watch it?
Yeah, I've watched. I was watching one the other day, one of the new ones they just posted. I mean, it's interesting. It just makes me realize how bad I am at the game. Like it's just inspiring, I guess. You know, I'm like, God, I got to get better. I got to fix my deck. I got to get sharper. I got to get cleaner with that stuff. Because it is cool. It is fun. It's a fun game. I mean, for how like simple it is, you can make it really complicated and get real serious about it. Honestly, you can about anything. I think there's competitions for anything in the world, but for this game specifically, it's a big one because you know what, Josh? Anyone could go there and win. Anyone. Like someone could start collecting Pokemon and start playing the game and stuff today, and the next Worlds, they could win it. I wholeheartedly believe that. Like, I really think if someone is intelligent enough, they got enough critical thinking and hunger and grit, they got all the stuff that they need to succeed, they could win it. And I don't feel like that's the case in a lot of other competitive sports and games. Like, I feel like you need the experience and the skills and the knowledge, where I think you could just pan the pavement with this game and really drill down a really solid deck pretty quick and then just figure out how to use it perfectly. But again, that's naive of me, but I do think that it's more realistic and attainable for anyone. And I think that's why more people are more open to try it and get into it and play it on their phone or play it in decks and stuff, because it is realistic. Like, it's a realistic game to play.
Quick shout out for the Nintendo Switch. Pokemon trading card game from 1998 will be downloadable on the Switch very soon. IGN I saw a post about it. It was pretty cool.
Yep, that is a good shout out. I loved that game so much. Like that was a battery killer for me. Like, absolutely played that thing for hours and hours and hours. I loved it.
Yeah, I played the absolute piss out of it. It was amazing. Might be enough for me to go get a Switch now. We'll see. Could happen.
I have one. I don't even know where it is. I think I've played it like twice. I got it at Christmas. Oh,
emulator.
God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a good game.
Oh my God, my game's deleted. Mother bitch.
Need a Switch?
That's the one thing. Can somebody let me know? I'm sure somebody on here has downloaded like one of the old versions of like Blue version or something, because I think those are adapted into the Switch 2 online. Can you do fast forward at all? Is there like, can I fast forward the effing game? Because I'm not trying to play it at super snail pace. I'm not trying to wait till I get the effing bicycle to ride around that bitch faster. Like the text speed on that shit is slower as balls. I don't have time to talk to the old man about his effing Weedle he caught.
Mm-mm.
Can I fast forward? Let me know. That's the best part about emulators, being able to fast forward the game and put it on like 10x speed, and you could play the game for 45 minutes of Blue version and beat the bitch. It's amazing. Very
Wrong.
satisfying on airplanes.
I'm gonna trump you. Wrong. You got to earn that bitch. You got to slog it. You got to. I did the time so many times. Just
so did I, but I did my
ratata,
time.
ratata, ratata, Caterpie, Caterpie. Like been there, done it. Like, yeah, this is part of it. And like feels gross doing
Kids
it,
these
but then
days,
when you
they don't know the
it
grind.
done, yeah, seriously, they have no idea. I'm trying to do it every 20, 30 feet when you're driving at night and the orange light from the road shone onto the Game Boy because it wasn't even lit up. Like I literally couldn't see the screen unless the light, as we were driving down the road, would hit it. So I'd see it every few seconds. I'd see. They have no idea. Different world for sure. But on the Switch, whew, dear Lord, those games would be. I don't know if you'd ever see me making content ever again. I think every free moment I would probably be on my Switch playing those games, especially if they did some of like the really good ones, that I don't know, gold, silver, crystal, sapphire, like all the ones like the things that I haven't played, because I did yellow and crystal, and that was pretty much it for the actual Pokemon games. Obviously, I did that TCG game. I think I had that one. I think it was like the second or third one I got. I don't remember. I remember the cartridge. I remember playing it just over and over and over. And the Switch. I thought they were going to come this year with some of the Pokemon games. They haven't done much with it. I mean, we've got Stadium, and now they're saying Stadium 2 is getting released or whatever, and the TCG part. But I want some of the old games. Like, where's Crystal?
Yeah, for real. That's crazy.
Where's yellow? Where's red?
Maybe they're gonna maybe they have plans to actually make new versions of them. 3D.
You know what would be cool, which I did think about, which probably exists in the ROM hack version of, like what you were talking about, but an English version of Green.
Oh yeah, it exists. 100%. I think I played it.
That'd be cool. Yep. An actual one. But yeah, I think that'd be cool.
It's called Leaf Green.
Can't read Japanese.
Leaf Green. You ever play Leaf Green Fire Red?
The newer one.
The ones that came out, I don't even know, long time ago. The Game Boy Advance games. Leaf Green Fire Red. No?
That was the remake of it though, right?
Yeah, it was basically a remake of Red and Blue.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
With additional, after you beat the Elite Four, it got longer, but yeah.
Oh, there's extra stuff at the end. Yeah, no, I don't think I played that. The last one I remember playing is Crystal. Honestly, I feel like I had like Black and White or something. I feel like I did have another one. I don't remember.
Wow.
I ended up getting the Game Boy where you had the two screens and you had the stylus.
DS. Yeah.
The DS, and it was whatever. It was like the upgraded version of the DS, the DSi or whatever, and it was like the most recent version of Pokemon that I played then. I don't remember. It's so long. I'm so old, guys. Don't listen
Boomer.
to me.
45 is around the corner, right?
Closer to retirement than birth. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So we're talking about Worlds. You obviously didn't go. how realistic is it for people like us with wives and kids and full-time jobs, that kind of stuff? Like, I can't think of anything more fun and exciting than being entrenched in the area that it originated by, being around people that love it, and there's the games and cards and just fun, like everyone there all excited and hyped up about it. It just feels like just a brilliant environment. I just don't imagine it ever really happening, just because of the life that I have. What about you? Like, do you think that's ever a possibility, really?
Yeah, I think it's a possibility. I wouldn't take my kids. Kind of would suck, but I feel bad not taking them. But that flight, having to pay for 2 extra seats, yikes. Me and the wife would definitely do it as like a trip. We would make it a trip out of it. I wouldn't just go by myself. So other people I've seen doing that.
Mm.
I don't know if I've seen anybody that over there with kids. Like, I don't know a lot of their personal lives of like in sorts, but the people I do know their personal lives, most of the people over there don't have kids. So, but there are people over there that do have kids that I've seen, but most of them don't. So, it definitely adds a third a barrier to go to do stuff like that for sure. Like, because that's you're trusting somebody with your whatever age the kid is to watch. Is there somebody you would trust for 7 nights to watch
No, zero.
your babies? Exactly. So
Nobody.
that's the tough part.
What would you want to get from it? Like, what would you want to do? Like, what is it? The experience? Is it product? Is it to play? See Japan? Like,
See
what would
Japan.
be the driving factor? Because that's a big part of it for me. Would just be obviously a trip to Japan, but the Pokemon side of
Yeah.
it'd be pretty cool. Like seeing
Yeah.
all that
Seeing
stuff.
Japan and being in the Worlds event, spectating the actual Worlds tournament would be cool. Being able to trade with people there locally, getting in that experience for I wouldn't need more than 48 hours of that bullshit. I would rather have the other
Right.
5 days for seeing Japan, looking at stores, going to eat some cool foods, and definitely, which I feel like a lot of people are doing that. So that's the way I would do it for sure.
Seems like it. It seems like the people are going over there and want to get the money's worth, I guess,
Yeah. I hope they put a lot of money into it. I hope they do a really good job with the tables, the setups, like seeing the player kits. Those look badass. So it looks like they're putting a lot of
Really
cheddar
nice.
into these setups. Whereas Yu-Gi-Oh! Worlds, I don't know if you saw any pictures of that thing. What a dump. It was not great. So Yu-Gi-Oh! Worlds happens once a year. It looked like it was in the back of a Costco. They just rented the bitch out. They're on plastic tables. The players have paper play mats on the effing tables. The chairs look like they're from IKEA. It just looked super cheap. Whereas Yu-Gi-Oh! Is like record high sales as a TCG. Really weird for them to do that. I thought like these are the best players in the world. Literally, you got some attrition to go through to get to one of these events is it's crazy. I think there's only 4 people from each country that gets invited.
Wow,
3 or 4. So
that's huge.
it's nothing like Pokemon. It's nothing like Pokemon.
Mm-mm.
How many people get invited? So yeah, it's shitty to be honest. If you see any pictures, I'd recommend just look it up. People like it's wild, sad.
Yeah, you think you would want that to look so special, so that
Yeah,
people like look up to it and are inspired by it and like want to be a
yeah.
part of
They're
it
like
and want to build decks and want to play the game. Like, I feel like Pokemon does that really well. To make the events and the things that they host, I feel like they do a really good job of bringing quality to
yep.
them.
Yeah, like the website's so old. Just looks like it's from
Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't have
1995.
a store anywhere in Japan or anything like Pokemon Center, right?
It might. I've never looked it up, but it might.
I never heard of it, but I think that could be interesting too. I wonder what that would look like. It's a big franchise. Like it's got shows and books and games and plushes or so. Like they sell it, a lot of the same stuff that Pokemon does.
Yep. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, looking at this, I'm looking at a picture of it now. This is in day 2 semifinals. So this is like a live feature match, but day 1 was so the feature match has a nice table. You have like the fancy computer chairs you're sitting in, but all the other guys were getting fisted. So yeah. If you weren't at that feature table, you were getting dunked on pretty hard. So
talk about getting dunked on pretty hard. You've been missing out last week on PWCC, right? I know you didn't do the live stream.
I think it's 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah. I'm not loving them right now. I'm not
Why
very
not?
happy bunny. It's not been a very good week. Not been a very good year for me with PWCC. I've done quite a lot of transactions through them. I've bought quite a lot of cards on PWCC the past 3 years.
How much money?
A bit. Not as much as you, that's for sure.
Me?
But a bit. For me, definitely like one of the primary sources, if not the place I probably bought most from. I've bought a lot, and I don't know. I don't even know when. Like I kind of lost track, but I guess a couple of weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago, I must have won one card. It must have been like a rough week, and it was like a $6 card. And I remember thinking, I got to remember to pay that in the morning. It was Sunday night, and it was like just the one card. Honestly, I can't even remember what it was. And I remember thinking, I got to pay that tomorrow when it hits, because it doesn't like, you don't win and then you just go pay. Like there's no like way for you to just pay for it. So you have to try and remember the next day or whenever to pay for it. And I guess I just never paid for it. And they gave me a lifetime ban for this like $6. That froze my account. I tried to chat in 3 times. They wouldn't respond. Couldn't get any notes from them. I sent them a few emails. They ended up emailing me back, and they said they basically like reprimanded me. Like they told me like why I was banned, and the effect that it has on the market and like their business and buyers and stuff, and just like basically like made me feel bad for forgetting to pay for this $6 card that I guess ruined their company that week. And I just sent them like a sorry message, like sorry, like hands up, like I just forgot, like it was an honest mistake, because they asked me why I didn't pay for it. They like just flat out asked, like, why didn't you pay for the stuff? Like you banned, like just tell like why? Like why did you do that? And I was like, sorry, like I forgot. Like honestly, like I just forgot. It was like it wasn't anything I was particularly chasing, I guess. I don't even remember what the card was. I'm happy to pay for it now, even though I don't get it. I don't even see it. They deleted it from my purchase history. They deleted it from my invoices. It's completely gone. Yeah. I can't even find out. They won't even tell me which card it was. Like I literally don't even know. So very odd experience, all in all. So I responded with the sorry. And then they ended up getting back to me and said, we have decided to unfreeze your account. I went into Discord, ranted about it a little bit, told people what was happening. Within hours, the ban was suddenly lifted and they started responding to my emails. Lifted it and gave me a caution, basically, like said, this is basically like last time kind of thing. So I feel like
things
have changed a little bit since Fanatics, because Fanatics that bought them, right? Like things have changed a little bit. Things feel a little bit more like serious, quicker, harsher. There was
Yeah.
zero customer service in those emails and chats. Zero. They did not give a F about me. And I would consider myself like a pretty decent customer. Like I would say I've probably done 200 transactions with them.
Yeah,
Like
that's a lot.
I don't know the
I think I had
exact number.
177 I just looked at.
I don't know my exact number, but I would say it's probably about that. It's probably close to 200 now. Like last time I checked it, it was over 150. So I mean, I've done a lot with them for a while. Like I've been using them for a while, and I cited that in my email to them. Yeah, and some of the stuff I'm not going to go into like with them and some of their staff, whatever, but I don't like it. I don't like the direction they're going. Maybe I'm sure it's needed if people aren't paying, but I don't think you can paint everyone with the same brush. Like that scenario was a very honest, simple, cheap mistake to make for them. I mean, very, very little, very small fish in their pond. That scenario, that situation. It was a light week. Wasn't on my mind because it wasn't anything special. Wasn't something I was hoping to get checked out or flipped or whatever I was going to do with it, reholder, crack, all the different things that I do with the cards that I get. So yeah, it was just interesting that they wouldn't just see that and go, oh yeah, like he's a normal guy, like buys and sells cards. He has a YouTube or whatever. Like he has transactions as account where he's bought a bunch of stuff from us. Like, yeah, we'll just whatever. I don't know. I don't know what critical thinking they're using there, but they were pretty harsh, honestly. Very unpleasant in the emails. Put a bad taste in my mouth again. It's not the first time this year I've had a bad taste in my mouth from them. Waiting weeks and weeks for things to get checked out and for deliveries and responses and stuff. They've had a rough year, honestly. It's not been good. So hopefully things are going to improve. I'm sure it's a weird time with new ownership and new staff. I'm sure things have been moving. I know you haven't, like you say, you haven't done much the past couple of weeks with them, but have you felt any of that? Like, are you feeling any change? You feel like anything's different? Any weirdness? Have you spoke with customer service lately?
No, zero weirdness. When you mentioned that getting banned, I went and instantly paid an invoice because I had bought a card from my phone. But yeah, it's
everyone go do that right now.
Yeah,
it took me. I missed out on 2 weeks of auctions because of it.
Yeah,
2 weeks, and the last week, not this week, but last week, I had 57 cards in my favorites that I was chasing. One of the biggest weeks ever. And they hit me right in the gut. Like it was one of the biggest weeks I've ever chased cards for. I couldn't bid on a single thing.
All that time going through the cards too.
A whole week wasted that I spent.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, I get it completely. Like if I was a seller, I'd be like, hell yeah, great changes. This is perfect. Hold their feet to the fire. We need to get paid.
Makes sense.
And that's definitely a problem. Like, but there should be a filter. Should be like 100 plus transactions. Give them another, or let us email them first and see. Hey, you good? What's going on?
They didn't
Below
even
100
me.
transactions. Yeah, that's wild. Below 100 transactions, F them, gone. Like there should be a threshold. Like
I found out
some respect you've earned.
I found out because the place bid button was gone. That was how I found out. No emails, no messages, no calls, like nothing. Not even a text or like not a pop-up on my account. It doesn't even say in your account you're blocked for anything. They just removed the bid now button, basically. I was like,
you would think it would. Their salary, they would pay for somebody's salary if they were probably like an account relations person.
Mm-hmm.
And if they reached out to these people, like, okay, when we at the end of every week, you need to now email these 45 people who are late on their payments. Let's retain them. Let's figure out what's going on. Let's get paid. Let's get it straightened out. And that person, if they piss off enough people, the people are going to stop coming back. That person, literally, their salary would get paid for in a month just because of how many people they probably retain, just improve customer service, like good night. Like that's all they need to do. Pay that person $50,000.
And I wanted to pay that card.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Exactly.
I literally would have, if they had called me or emailed me, like I would have gone, yeah, here's the money, instantly. I just forgot. So that exactly, I'm not the only person that I'm sure that's happened to. You forgot to pay.
I'll have to try it out next week, because usually I get a notification saying, "Hey, my invoice is due. Hey, your invoice is due." I haven't tried it, I guess, in a while, so I'll see, and I'll let it drag out until like the last day and see how many notifications I get. I'm curious. But yeah, no, it's kind of whack, man. Crazy. Yeah, luckily no bad issues with me. Just the when Fanatics purchased them, the shipping times were dog shit. That is vastly improved, it seems. So back to normal. So no complaints there. Still auctioning a shit ton of cards, which is nuts. So good for them.
They need to figure out. They need to get with more merchant and payment providers and figure out more instantaneous payout situations, collectible funds.
Yeah. I think people get paid out faster now, right? I thought I saw something within a week or something like that. Have you tried that yet?
That's what I heard from them.
Yeah.
But I haven't been selling with them, honestly. Like I really haven't sold much. I've definitely been a net buyer. We have consigners. They listen to this podcast. Like you send them there too. Like we have people that we can trust and send stuff to. Probably not selling stuff to PWCC anymore, really. A couple of little things I've sent, one-of-one type stuff I've sent just because they highlight it. I've done some of that, but like in reality, I haven't had much payout stuff lately. No, but I have heard. That's the one thing that I did hear in the Discord this week was people still voicing issues with the time frame on payouts, even though they said they were going to try and speed it up and stuff. That's still becoming an issue. But then also, when it's unpaid as a seller, it goes unpaid. Like what I caused, I guess. I'm the problem. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. It goes unpaid. And then goes unpaid for however long time it goes, and then it has to go into scheduling for another auction, and then it has to go through that auction time, and then wait for them to pay. So like, it could be taking weeks, months, before you actually get payment. If that happens 2-3 times, I think Dan said that happened to him on some of his Charizard cards. It's just a weird setup. Like you shouldn't be able to buy something and not pay for it. Like I don't want to buy cards from them and not pay for it. I literally don't want to.
It should it should. I should be able to click a button where it's auto payment. I don't think that exists on their website. So
pre-authorization is a problem. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to get into details, I guess. It's probably boring, but I'm praying Fanatics has some people with some risk and payments background that would jump into it and push it forward and drive that boat a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Flagstar takes my automatic payment first of every month.
Without a doubt. Yeah. They never missed any of mine when I was playing them. That's for sure. Okay. But we can end on that. I just wanted to get that out there, my recent experience, I guess, with them. I don't know if anyone else has any. Feel free to talk about it in Discord. Hit me up if you have any questions. If you want to talk about it, get it off your chest. I'm sure people have got plenty to say ever since the whole eBay debacle. I think people have just got a better taste in the mouth about PWCC as a whole. They've just,
I
don't know, one thing after another, it feels like. But there's some steals in there. Honestly, I've got some stuff at good prices, Put a couple of cards a few months back for, I don't even think it was $30 each. I just sold a couple of them for $140 a piece. Like some of them, like you can get good deals on there. Some stuff probably paid more than I should have a little bit, but if you spend your time, and that was what frustrating about that good week. I had so many lined up. I was ready to shoot and watch and follow through. I was going to listen to you as I was doing it, and yeah, everything. Couldn't. The bid button was gone, and of course they don't work weekends, so I had no idea what was going on. But interesting. Anyway, let's wrap it. Thanks everyone for listening in. Lots to unpack there. Spicy topics, sports phrases,
lots of crap.
Yeah,
smash that F and like button, everybody.
Yeah, lots going on. All right, I'll see you guys later.
Peace.
Thanks for listening in.